Hi guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to my podcast, The Rebirth. If you're new, like, subscribe, and share this channel, okay? And then buckle up and enjoy the show. So as you can see on the title, this episode is going to be about loving myself. It has a lot to do with self-love and how I underwent the process. Sorry, I'm thinking about so many things. But anyway, I underwent the process of loving myself all over again, especially after having my baby. It was definitely difficult, and in as much as I had a lot of support around me, nothing will ever beat what you tell yourself mentally. You know what I mean? Nothing will ever beat what you feed your mind. And you can do the most. You can tell yourself not even tell yourself, but you can push yourself to exercising, push yourself to doing this and this. But if your mind does not commit equally to doing what you're physically doing, to feel right all over again, or to feel good all over again, it is just as good as doing nothing. So my process of loving myself is still under construction. It's still happening, and I must tell you right now, it's happening, okay? I don't want to say it's hard, but it is hard. I remember it had a lot to do with where I came from in terms of like my pregnancy, because throughout my pregnancy, it took right up till my 9th month for me to look pregnant. I did not look pregnant majority of my pregnancy, but in my head, I felt like I looked pregnant. I felt like I was really pregnant. My baby daddy, my partner, would always tell me that, babe, you still look the same. Don't worry, you're still beautiful. You're still, and one of the reasons that made me feel that way had to be my clothes. The fact that I couldn't fit in my clothes anymore. It was so frustrating because I used to be a fitness fanatic. I used to be a fitness enthusiast, and being able to not fit into my clothes because I am bigger than them was a shocker for me. Because a lot of the times it's always been my clothes not fitting me because I'm small and I have no waist. But like right now, my waist has expanded. I'm just bigger, but I'm not dramatically bigger than I was. You know what I mean? But it's just big for me. Okay. So I started developing a sense of self-hate, self-loathe, and it took a lot for me to get out of that space. But my partner he really did help me get back into that place. I realized that even after, okay, so I'm getting emotional, but that's the point of this podcast, okay? It's for me to literally just let loose and let everyone know that it's okay to feel. And also, it's also okay to feel like you don't like yourself or love yourself during pregnancy. Because my biggest fear during my pregnancy was that I hated the experience so much because of how much it changed me. And I remember talking to my sister-in-law and telling her that, like, I don't think this is for me. I hate it so much. And she told me so many times that it's okay to hate it. And I felt at the time, I really felt like because of the ability to fall pregnant and actually be able to have a child, you're almost obligated to not hate the process. But pregnancy if I could tell the truth right now, ripped me apart mentally. So literally, I'm talking to you guys right now, and I'm happy because tomorrow marks the beginning of another phase that I'm about to embark on in the process of loving myself all over again, you know? And in terms of loving myself, I'm not only speaking back to like my physical form and whatever, but in terms of everything, my passion, getting back into like all the things that I liked. And it took me watching and seeing people I used to work with do so much work in the field and in the same field that I'm working in, that I usually or worked in. And I was just like, oh my word, okay, so everyone's doing so much and I'm just here, I just had a baby. And will that always be my excuse? Because to an extent, especially during my confinement, I remember using that as an excuse every single time because I was very tired. I just got so tired, and it made me realize how much, like, it made me understand why a lot of women end up letting go of themselves or letting go of the things that they were into before they had their first kid, or before they gave birth to all their 3 kids type vibe, you know what I mean? I just got so tired, you guys. Like, I had a very overwhelming amount of exhaustion, and it turned me into a monster. I was so toxic. Only because I lacked so much sleep. It's so wild. But like, I'm not complaining, but obviously that was like me adjusting to my new normal. Lack of sleep, you know, and lack of sleep led to me being so moody, grumpy, tired, and I was so demotivated to doing anything. Like, I hated working. And then I remember telling my friend that, a friend and colleague, she's in one of our production crews. Shout out Trisha Sidlaw. Hi. I remember telling her that I have no drive to even watch anything on TV. I have no drive to read a book. I have no drive to write. I have no drive to do anything in life but just be there for my child and breastfeed. This was during my confinement. So in that manner, because of that, I started losing myself. Now, in order to bring myself back to life, I needed to love myself, and loving myself meant forcing happiness and literally switching my mind and turning off all the negativity and letting myself know that, like, look, dude, you need to stop it. Stop being your own pity party. Stop throwing a pity party for yourself and get the hell up and get shit done. So this is it, and this is what majority of my series will be about. It's not going to be a sob story, no, but like, in recording this specific episode, it made me realize why I wanted to have this series in the first place, and why I wanted it in this manner, and why I called it the Rebirth, because it's about my rebirth and my coming back into life. Not into the world, but just going back to the person I was before my baby. It's going to be a deliberate choice I need to make in order for me to hold on to the dreams that I had before I had my child, because it's very easy to let go of them after you have a child. And this is my realization, and I'm sharing it with those of you who don't have kids yet and are still young. It's wild, guys. So with that said, I really hope you took from this episode. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And I'm very emotional right now. But basically, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you took something from this episode, and I hope it resonated with you guys in one way or another. If you're a guy listening to this, do you understand what your partner is going through? If it's in terms of if she's pregnant, do make yourself present, okay? And I don't know, it's honestly, just be there for your partner, right? Because I'm speaking from pregnancy, but also to generalize it, loving yourself means forcing happiness. And once you force happiness, it starts to make or create a sense of positive energy around you, and then that in its own essence will start to attract good things. And yeah, so I mean, for me, it took watching people do the things that I live and aspire to be and do for me to be able to realize that, oh my word, I need to make this and take this deliberate decision of loving myself by holding on to the dreams that I had and pursuing them. My daughter wouldn't like to know that her being here was the reason I stopped pursuing the things I loved, especially if I'm going to be the one to constantly tell her to go after her dreams, no matter what. So, yeah. Stay safe, guys. Sanitize. Wear your masks, and we will have a chat soon.